may have noticed something over the past several episodes. We haven't talked about tactics. We haven't talked about valuation ranges. We haven't talked about deal structures. We haven't talked about who to call when something happens. That's intentional, because transactions don't determine outcomes. Structure does. Most of the industry talks about events, mergers, sales, offers, announcements, and by the time those conversations begin, position has already been determined. We've been talking about what exists before the event. That's why this feels different. Most advisors show up when timing is already in motion. We've been examining structure before timing. Most conversations focus on valuation. We've focused on position. Most guidance is event-driven. This isn't event-driven thinking. It's structural thinking. And once you see it structurally, you can't go back to thinking about events the same way. If you step back, what we've really been examining falls into three areas: outside perspective of value, process knowledge, and control before exposure. Outside perspective of value determines how the market sees you, not how you see yourself. Process knowledge determines who understands how timing actually unfolds. And control before exposure determines whether you react or lead when timing arrives. Most CEOs are exposed to pieces of this. Very few are shown all three, and almost no one connects them before timing tests them. That's why this may feel like you're seeing something clearly for the first time. It's not new information, it's connected information. Performance, durability, readiness, control, position, confidence. They're not separate ideas, they're structural layers. And when you see them together, your perspective shifts. You start hearing board conversations differently. You start listening to industry headlines differently. You start evaluating your own institution differently. Not emotionally, structurally. And once you see structure, you can't unsee it. You start to see where leverage actually sits, where asymmetry is working quietly, where clarity hasn't been examined yet. That's awareness, and awareness precedes control. This isn't about preparing for a sale. It's about understanding your position. It's not about urgency. It's about alignment. It's not about predicting timing. It's about being structurally ready if timing ever arrives. When you connect these ideas, something settles. You stop thinking in isolated categories. You start thinking in systems. And systems thinking changes leadership. You don't just manage performance, you manage structure. You don't just react to the market, you understand how the market operates. You don't just hope alignment exists, you examine it. That's the shift. And that's why this feels different, because it's not advice for an event, it's clarity for a role. And once you see your role through this lens, it changes how you lead, even if nothing ever happens.